All right!
Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the World Famous As It Should Be Studios. Crystal Durant here in the World Famous As It Should Be Studios.
Hi.
Tommy Von Voigt here in the World Famous As It Should Be Studios.
Hi.
All right, yeah, okay. And we've entered a whole new era. It's a new season for As It Should Be.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We've turned a corner.
The 2010s. And we're going to start out...
A new decade.
A new decade, yeah.
Yeah.
And how else would you start out the 2010s but by ranking your favorite albums of 2010?
There you go.
Right? I mean, we're not going to start out by ranking the albums of 2013.
Deep breath.
Deep breath.
That's how you actually start it. Just take a deep breath, steady your nerves, brace yourself.
But your inner monologue should be Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Well, okay. And Crystal starts.
What?
Crystal starts.
Holy shit balls.
You're starting out the decade. You're starting out this banner decade.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, it's 2010. Some fun facts. A device added to my... Oh, no, I don't want that. Soundgarden reunited. Yeah, Soundgarden. They don't care.
That's a fact. I don't know if it's that fun.
Don't care.
It's fun. It's fun, goddammit. It's fun.
I don't know.
Mandatory fun.
Mandatory fun.
Fun. Weird Al references in 2010.
Yeah, Doug Feiger from the Knack died of cancer at 57.
Oh.
57! Unfair.
That sucks.
But this is the last fun fact because I find it to be hilarious, and that is Playboy Enterprises sued Drake for sampling Fallen in Love by Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Reynolds without permission for his song The Best I Ever Had. How many people knew that Playboy Enterprise owned that song?
I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They have record contract they have holdings.
Oh, like they bought publishing?
Yes, they bought publishing.
So they must. I wonder if that means they own Don't Pull Your Love.
They probably do.
Yeah. Playboy Enterprises. And I double checked this with a friend of mine in Los Angeles who works in music publishing, and he verified it for me. Like, yeah, they do.
That's
And
weird.
they sued Drake. I don't know how it turned out, but I think it's hilarious that he got sued by Playboy over that song. First of all, you're using that song. You sampled that. Now I want to hear what. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, whatever he did with it is not going to be good.
No, it's going to be shit, but whatever. All right, and I only have a top 6.
Oh, shit.
And look, they're numbered correctly this time.
Hey-o!
I'll take it.
Right, I did it right. Oh my god. All right, coming in lukewarm at number 6 is Bruno Mars, Doo-Wops and Hooligans.
Only number 6?
it's a
Only
debut
number
album, I
6.
believe,
It was
right?
his debut album. And he gets better with time, Bruno Mars.
Yes.
It was pop, R&B, reggae. It was very snappy peppy. Was Millionaire on that one? I don't remember. But anyway, Bruno Mars is a force to be reckoned with, and I love that kid. Coming in at number 5, I have Wake Up by John Legend and The Roots. So this album was inspired by the 2008 election, and it's mostly covers of blackety black protest songs.
I love that.
Because, it was President Obama's last go-around or whatever. So they covered Hard Times by Curtis Mayfield, Holy Holy by Marvin Gaye, and they also did Little Ghetto Boy by him. And it's a good record. It's kind of a mishmash-ish, but it gels. I think. Yeah, it works. It was not a popular record because nobody knew what to do with it. I'm not sure what label put it out between The Roots and John Legend. But, give it a listen. It was good. Number 4, I have Sade, Soldier of Love. So this was her big comeback after a 10-year hiatus.
Oh, was it that long?
Yes, because people thought that she literally quit the music industry because she was sick of it. And at that time, she really didn't want to tour anymore. Family stuff, I don't know what her reasons were, but she was kind of over it. So this was huge. Like, nobody expected it. She didn't say anything prior to it. It just came out, and everybody lost their collective minds. Soldier of Love is really great. The Moon and the Sky and Skin. Those are my 3 favorite singles off of that album. And it is a true Sade record. If you like Sade, you'll like this record. I can't.
She's not throwing any kiss the elder shit at you.
No, she is not. She is straight up Sade. She is in her lane because she doesn't need to get out of it. She's totally fine. So coming in at the next one is Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. I learned the hard way.
Look at Paul's face.
I
He
know.
clearly does not approve.
He loves this record. The Game Gets Old, Money, and If You Call. 3 singles off of this, which are really great. We've talked about them before. Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. If you've never heard of them or heard of her, please, 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 please listen to those records. If you're into old school soul and R&B and a great band and an amazing singer, Sharon Jones crushes it all the time. She was fantastic. R.I.P. Sharon Jones. And shout out to Binky Griptite, the guitar player who led the band for a while. And if you don't know about Binky, he started off doing a radio show on WFUV called The Boogie Down. It started in 2017, and it was all vinyl that he played. Did you ever listen to that?
No, I've never listened to it.
It was really great, and it was kind of one of a kind because nobody was doing that at the time, and it was really great. I discovered a lot of really good music from him. And he also played with Lee Fields. He was in Anti-Ballast, and he toured with Amy Winehouse. Binky Griptite, he's just all over it, and he's great. And that radio show ended in 2021 actually, but it was really good. And then my number one for this year, 2010, is The Arch Android by Janelle Monáe.
Oh, I forgot.
I don't know this at all.
So Janelle Monáe is this black woman. She's a little tiny thing, and Tightrope was the hit song off of this. And her whole aesthetic was black and white all the time. So she wore a tuxedo that was really fitted and tight, and she wore this pompadour hairdo, and was like doing the James Brown slop all over the place.
I think I've seen this.
She's
yeah.
got some really good shit. You
Yeah.
might dig her.
She's really great songs. Tightrope, Cold War. She was inspired by Ziggy Stardust, obviously, and a lot of Stevie Wonder. Particularly, I think, Music of My Mind. And what else did she say? The Goldfinger soundtrack. I saw her doing an interview, and they were like, "What music do you like?" And she's like, "I love the Goldfinger soundtrack." I was like, what? Yeah, pretty kooky. Sun Ra, Parliament Funkadelic, all of that squeezed together in this young, really incredible black chick, and really great. She's turned out to be a really good actor too. She was in that weird movie, The Green Glass Onion or whatever. She was really good. But she's put out subsequent albums, and I'll talk about her more later. But this record is her debut, and it, boom, like right out of a cannon, right out of the gate.
Shot out of a cannon.
Shot out of a
Like
cannon.
a canyon? I said
Out of a
that earlier.
canyon.
Cannon.
Canyon,
all,
same thing.
all words look alike to me.
Yeah. Look alike. They sound alike, they look alike.
Look, sounds alike, they look alike.
They walk alike, they talk alike, they even na. What a crazy pair. Yeah, so that's my list.
All right. Well, there you go. That is Crystal's list.
List.
And here's some commercials.
Oh.
This is Dr. Love! And this is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It's amazingly smooth because it's got a little kiss of cherry flavor.
This isn't gonna work.
Oh, it's gonna work. A little kiss of cherry. Call me Dr. Love. You can't beat a little kiss. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead then.
Give us a list then.
Give it a list then. Give us a list then.
You caught that.
Well, I'm going to talk about some albums that you should give a listen.
All right. 2010.
Okay. All right, so I have no runners-up.
Okay.
But I do have a full 10 album list.
All right.
This was the toughest year for me. 2009 and 10 were the toughest. I worked up to the last minute trying to fill this list. And now I will say that it gets better for me, like in the teens and the 20s. It gets way better. The actual toughest were 09, and 10. But I have a full list. And here it goes. It goes a lot like this.
Here it comes.
Coming in number 10. The Bees with Every Step's a Yes. I don't like it quite as much as the one I had on a previous list. Was it my 2005 maybe?
No.
Where I had...
Maybe.
something like that. It was their album Free the Bees, which I really, really like. This one, I don't know if this is the follow-up or if it's a couple albums past it, but it's pretty good. It's my problematic 2010 list. But my number 9, I have The Clientele, who I've had on a recent list, with their album
Clientele.
Minotaur. Now, if this album's a little weird, it's like it's too short to be an album, but it's too long to be an EP. It's like, I forget what the number of tracks are on it, but it clocks in at like 20 minutes long or something, or 20 to 25 minutes long, which is just like in a weird spot in the middle. But yeah, it's pretty good. I don't like it quite as much as I like the previous Clientele album that I had on my list, but I can dig it. Now, coming in number 8.
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you, never in a million... I've said this before, but I am fucking telling you, never in a million years would you have seen this artist coming up on my list at this late a date. Neil Sedaka.
What?
Neil Sedaka. Yes. Neil Sedaka in 2010 put out an album called Music of My Life. It's fucking great.
Really?
There are tracks on it that sound straight out of the Rocket Records period.
Really?
Yes, there not everything. Some, there's some ballads in there. Like the opening track, I think has kind of a Caribbean kind of vibe. It's a little like, okay, whatever. But then, boom, the second song, I'm like, Jesus, like this is a fucking Sedaka's backtrack.
Holy shit.
Like,
How does his voice hold up though?
He sounds fucking great, because this was 2010. He's sounding a little rough now. He does his thing where he gets up in the morning and sits in front of the piano and does I don't know if you know about that. He's been doing it for a while. When the pandemic hit in 2020 and everybody was doing online stuff, well, Neil Sedaka started doing what he calls his mini concerts.
Concerts, yeah.
Every single morning, Monday through Friday, he would take the weekends off. Monday through Friday, he would get up. First thing in the morning, probably his wife or some helper or somebody would sit there with their phone, shooting him at his piano at his apartment or at his house, and he would, "Hello, everybody, this is Neil Sedaka," and he would sing like 3 songs, and he would tell you a little bit about the song, and he would sing it. And he's sounding a little older, a little rougher, but he can do it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have quite the power that he did, and every once in a while he would sound like he needed to clear his throat or whatever. Granted, he was doing this shit first thing in the morning, and anybody who sings knows
Right.
that's not how you want to do that.
No.
But he did. On here, he sounds great. Like, he sounds as good as he ever did.
Oh, shit.
But this
Man.
was 2010, so,
Yeah. That's cool.
But there's some really good, there are some really good songs on this that you'll be like, no, this is not a 2010 track. It totally is.
Freak out.
Yeah. All right.
Homework.
So number 7, Arcade Fire with The Suburbs.
Yeah.
I like the record.
Tommy is like, bleh. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3, and Arcade Fire ain't bad.
See?
Well, I have a question for you, Tommy. I know, okay, you don't like them. Was this something that you listened to back then and decided you didn't like it, or did you just listen to it recently for the first time?
I haven't heard their shit in over a decade.
Oh, so you heard it back when it was.
Well, I knew
then.
people that were listening to that shit at the time, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Just didn't care.
The reason why I ask is because I wasn't listening to it at the time. I was
Right.
ignoring the fuck out of this shit back then. I just started listening to this stuff, and
I was listening to
I like it,
then.
yeah.
It's good.
all right. Coming in number 6, Peter Wolf. Peter Wolf with a really great fucking album that I did know about at the time called Midnight Souvenirs. Now, the reason I knew about this album then, and why I still like it today, we all know about Terry Gross. What's her fucking show?
Ugh. Yeah. Her interview show.
Her interview show that I know I'm having a stupid brain fart right now.
Yeah, whatever. She's a bitch, but go on.
Terry Gross. Well, I was on my way to a Persephone's Bees rehearsal one day, and I'm in the car and I'm driving, and I turned on, and I always had it on talk radio back in those days, and Terry Gross was on, and her guest was Peter Wolf, and so she was Fresh Air is the show.
That's it, yeah, Fresh Air.
Fresh Air. Peter Wolf was on Fresh Air promoting this album, and the interview was just riveting. And like I got to rehearsal and I parked and I sat there. I went in late to rehearsal because I couldn't pull myself away from this. And they were playing songs from this album which were really good. But the interview with him was just so interesting. And yeah, Peter Wolf's a really interesting guy, and like he's done and experienced a lot of really interesting shit. But also, he still has it. Like, his voice now is fucking so good. His voice sounds great on this. He's a really underrated vocalist,
yeah,
Peter Wolf. I saw him with Aton. We went, he did a show at Lincoln Center, one of those like free sort of afternoon, you just show up at 7 p.m. And this would have been like, 5-6 years ago. He was fucking amazing.
Really?
He was like, he still has like that Mick Jagger kind of thin body. He still moves. He has a youthful way of, like, he doesn't move like, like Roger Daltrey now, he kind of moves like an old man. Peter Wolf has a youthful body movement. His voice is 100%. He has energy. He's fucking still so good. Wow. And this album is really great. There's a particularly great song. My favorite song on this album is a song called Overnight Lows, where he kind of does it's with love, but he kind of lampoons the 70s R&B type of hit style, where you always had the singer doing like spoken word intro, and then it goes into like overnight highs, overnight lows. But it's a really, really, really great track, and you know how Peter Wolf is like on the live albums when he does the spoken word stuff, like before they go into Must Have Got Lost and all that kind of stuff. His spoken word section for this is fucking great. It's worth the price of admission alone. But anyway, I'm really going on about this album, but this is a really, really great, deep, late Peter Wolf album that I recommend checking out. Okay, number 5. I have this one here. Tame Impala with Inner Speaker.
Oh yes, your Tame Impala.
Tame Impala is the first album. I remember when these guys hit and everybody was talking about them. And I didn't know who they were, what anybody was talking about. And then I guess I must have read somebody's comments that made me go, oh, I wonder if I should check this out. Okay, so, you go to Spotify or YouTube or wherever, you listen to it, you stream it. It's like this really great 60s, like kind of 60s psychedelic inspired. It's modern and classic at the same time. And it's this kind of thing where it's one of those deals where, like, it's really one guy. Mm-hmm. This guy, Kevin, what's his name? I don't remember his name. Tell me back down in the comments below. It's really kind of him, kind of like how Nine Inch Nails is just what's his fuck?
Mm-hmm. Trent Reznor.
But he has a band, and they tour, and they're, all that kind of stuff. But he's, like, become a major modern producer. Like, he's a sought-after producer. Kind of like a Jeff Lynne guy, where, you get that guy because you want that sound.
Yeah.
He's like that kind of a producer, like a modern version of that kind of producer. And yeah, I really think this is a great record.
All right.
Like I said, like a modern psychedelic album.
Homework.
Number 4. Oh, I had this one too. In 2 formats with 2 covers.
Oh.
Rumor with Seasons of My Soul.
Oh yes, Rumor.
Rumor. Okay. Well, now Rumor is a British vocalist. Well, she's a songwriter too, but she's almost kind of more a vocalist than a songwriter. But she is both. Like, she writes all the songs in this album, but she has like an amazing buttery Karen Carpenter voice.
Oh.
Yeah, she just really, she has that kind of a vibe. Like, if you listen to her stuff, it's like, whoa. Like, Richard Carpenter needs to make a record with her. Like, big time. And the opening track on this album... Well, no, it's not the opening track. And there's, I think, the UK version. This is the US version. The first song I heard was a song called Am I Forgiven? And I couldn't believe what I was hearing when I listened to it. It's a classic pop track with basically fucking Karen Carpenter singing to me. And it's just like, oh my God. And so I rushed out and bought this record. And, unfortunately, the reason why I hesitated to call her singer-songwriter is because over the years, this is her first album. Over the years, she's ended up making like a ton of covers albums. Like she's done a Bacharach covers and, you know, and AM Gold and all that kind of shit. She's only done 2 albums of original material. And so in the long run, I have found her disappointing as an artist. But she's a fucking absolutely phenomenal singer. And this first record...
Rumor.
Okay, so number 3, The Silver Seas with Chateau Revenge, the band that used to be the Bees. And Chateau Revenge, I actually hadn't listened to that one. I actually just listened to this. I think I poked through it maybe a few years ago and went, oh yeah, maybe it's not as good as the one I have. But I listened to it a couple days ago and it's like, oh shit, no, this is really fucking good. And so yeah, Silver Seas album that I have to go get now. Okay. Number 2, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings with I Learned the Hard Way. This is where I got on the bus with Sharon Jones. I didn't know about her before this.
Oh, really?
This album was new, and I was going to the record store, and I would see this album cover. You just saw it below. It's a picture. They have, the Daptone studios are in Bushwick on Troutman. And the building is there, like it's still there. They're still in there. This album cover was taken in the back sort of yard of it. So they're kind of all sort of posing with the building, the back of the building behind them, you know, with like the stairs and the fire escapes and stuff behind them. And I'm looking, I would see this record and I'd be like, who is this? You know, because Sharon Jones is kind of like, she's an older woman.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't, at a glance, she doesn't look like somebody that would be on like a new album.
Yeah, she looks kind of rough and not a glamour puss at all. And
she's just like a regular woman.
You would walk down the street,
her on the bus.
You wouldn't look at her twice. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so it was like, but she was like standing in front of all these guys like in suits, you know, like looking like they're fucking from the stage. I'm going, what is this?
Yeah.
Well, finally, somehow I ran into something online that was like the video for the title track or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this looks like it's kind of 70s style. Okay, and I played the video, and I was just like,
what the fuck?
I'm gonna go buy that record now.
Slam, ran out the door.
Slam down the computer, go to the record store. This record I've seen like 5 times now. I need to go get this. And Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, and then there you go. That's how I became a fan.
Awesome.
And all right, so number 1, but my number 1, I have this one.
Is it somebody? Is it Paul Core?
About to find out.
My number 1, Lanny Flowers.
Oh, Lanny!
Yes, with circles.
Yeah!
Lanny Flowers.
Love Lanny.
Okay, Lanny is a guy that Crystal and I know. He's from Texas. He lives in Texas. See, now this is like if early Tom Petty, like late 70s, early 80s Tom Petty was a little more Beatlesque.
Oh.
So it's like, yeah, that's what he sounds like.
That's totally it, yeah.
And it's just like it has that can't miss likability of those early Tom Petty records. Just like everything is just, no matter, even like the deeper cuts are just like rock solid. And you know, his band's really tight. Like his whole everything. Like he's like got a great voice.
Yeah.
And
he's tall,
you know, his
good
band's
looking.
really tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not. He never really. He's not like this is a. He's not a big artist. Like he isn't on a major label. He used to be in a band in Texas called the Penguins, and one of the guys in that band, I don't know if he always had a lot of money or if he came into. I think he came into a lot of money at some point. And because he had a lot of money, he knew how great Lanny was, and he said, you were going to be a solo artist, do your thing, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm bankrolling this, you're fucking making albums, you're playing shows, you're fucking doing this.
Yep.
And so that's why this album came out Spider Pop is the name of the label. This album came out in stereo and mono. Because his friends like, we're doing this. We're fucking doing this. We're doing vinyl, we're doing mono, we're doing stereo. You're going to go to England and play everything. Unfortunately, it hasn't resulted in him breaking through, but he's made some great albums. And, you know, every once in a while he comes here and plays.
Yeah. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
He's
So
great.
basically, if you're a power pop person, or like a Beatles geek or whatever, and you haven't listened to Lanny Flowers, check this stuff out. Like, it is rock solid stuff.
really good.
Great songwriting, great voice.
Shows are great. He's great.
Yeah.
I forgot about that record.
So there you go.
Ding ding ding.
All right.
2010. 10.
I'm so hungry.
I know this bar along the Amazon that serves grilled anaconda.
Snake.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Actually, I'm in the mood for something spice.
Bye.
Dessert.
Hold that thought.
Ow!
No, that was not.
yeah.
That was no.
that
I'm
was
sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Ow!
Ow! Ow! Oh.
You know,
My bad.
as it should be, heals.
Healing.
Healing.
Well, it heals. Okay, because...
It's about healing.
We're back
Well,
to
no,
that.
no, but in a different context.
Oh.
I did the live. I did a live stream last week.
Last
My back
Monday.
went out, and even up to when I got up this morning, I was like, "Ugh, fuck, can I do this? I don't know." I've been standing here all day, us doing this, and I feel perfectly fine. Like standing here,
Oh.
doing all of this, and like doing these episodes has kind of like made my back feel better.
Well, that's
Healing.
the magic. It's the healing.
And what might but it
healing
could be
waters.
the fact that we're
as it should
discussing 2000s and 2010s music. That could be it.
be. No, it's because we
No,
did
that's
Zeppelin.
not it.
Oh, that's
It's
probably
because we
it.
did
Okay,
Zeppelin
all right,
last
that
week.
could be
Yeah.
it.
Could be.
Oh, well, whatever. With all that said,
It works.
It's time for Tommy to heal us with his list.
Come on, Tommy.
Oh well, I actually have a top 7.
Oh, look at you.
See,
I'm surprised.
it's getting better all the time.
I do. Some of these are just okay, but I'm working with what I got.
And some of them are terrible.
No. No. Well, I mean, like, all right. So, for example, perfect example. My number 7. This is happening by LCD Sound System.
Oh, okay.
That is a perfectly okay album with one incredibly exceptional track. I Can Change. And the rest of it's just, fun to listen to in the background.
It's fine.
Solid record.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Yeah,
Don't hate it.
Don't hate it.
yeah.
My number 6, the debut by Neon Trees, Habits.
Don't know this
Trees.
at all.
I know that band. I
Yeah, you
remember.
probably know the big hit, Everybody Talks.
Yes, that's what
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
And they also had another hit with a song called 1983.
Oh, right. Yeah.
1983 is calling.
Yes.
Yep. It's really fun stuff that these guys put out.
Okay.
My number 5, Scissor Sisters with Nightwork.
Okay.
Yes, and I regret that I neglected to mention Scissor Sisters in previous episodes.
I was wondering. I actually
I
never.
should have.
I didn't come out of those episodes really knowing where you stood because you kept pretty quiet on the subject.
Because I mentioned them.
Yes, I
You
kind
did, but I
do
just-
kind of
but I
like
thought,
some of their
Tommy-
stuff. I like some of their stuff enough that they definitely deserved a mention from me in those years, and I just completely spaced on it.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, well.
that's why I was mostly silent. I was sitting there like, ugh.
Oh, so you were kind of beating yourself up in
Yeah.
your head, like, "Damn you!"
Yeah, it's like I do like some of that stuff. How did I miss it? My number 4, coming back after a serious misstep with the previous album, we have Goldfrapp with Head First. where they went like full Giorgio Moroder, Xanadu era Olivia Newton-John on this record, and it's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mailed the fuck out of that record.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's right.
I was
You-
working-
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've held more copies of that record in my hands than one ever should have to.
Yeah, it's like I figured that they were done, as far as putting out good music. Because I forget the name of the previous album, the one right before this, but it is an absolute snooze fest. I didn't
Yeah.
like it at all. And then they come back with this, and then come to find out they, after the fact, did not like this because they felt they were rushed by the label.
Oh.
And the label pressured them to make something really catchy and commercial. Heaven forbid.
Right.
Heaven forbid you got pressured to putting something out that people want to buy. But anyway.
Surprise.
My number 3, Foxy Shazam is now really hitting their stride.
Oh.
Their third album, the self-titled Foxy Shazam album, and it totally kicks ass.
We were talking about on an earlier episode, my sort of blind spot with those guys. I should check out the later stuff.
Specifically, the third album and the fourth album. Those
Yeah.
are the ones you want to check out. My number 2, I am looking forward to the reaction I get from the rest of the class here. Animal by Kesha.
Well, I knew you liked her though.
Well,
That
okay.
came up in the singles, I think.
Yes, so you would think that I'd be like, what is this crap? This is nonsense. This is just some, teeny bopper shit with auto-tuned voices and everything like that. But it is diabolically fun. It is just a fucking demented roller coaster of a good time, this album. And she is having a blast from start to finish.
This was the first one?
This is the first
what
Kesha
was the
album.
single?
This is the one that has TikTok.
Talk, that's
But
it,
also,
yeah.
it's got Your Love is My Drug.
Drug, yeah.
Holy shit, is that catchy. But that's the
is
thing.
catchy.
It's so catchy. And to me, it's the good kind of catchy. It's so much fun. This shit comes on, I'm just dancing around in the kitchen. I don't give a fuck. It's just fun music. So, and there are going to be a few more records like this as we go through the teens, where people put out like a record that's just designed to be the catchiest shit ever, but it just hits all the right buttons for me, and I just like it.
You're into it.
Yeah. But my number 1 for 2010, Bruno Mars with Doo-Wops and Hooligans. This motherfucker can do no wrong.
He's great.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I mean, I know that you like Bruno Mars, but I didn't think about it till just now that of course you would like that one because you love doo-wop, and there's a lot of that. Like he has that vibe going on in that record.
Fantastic. Everything
great.
this guy does, I fucking love this guy's work. I love that he plays around with different retro styles.
Yes.
And he does so with so much love and so faithfully.
Yeah.
I just wish desperately that he was more prolific as a writer, because he's got this album, he's got Unorthodox Jukebox in 2012. 24 Karat Magic in 2016, and then you have to jump ahead to 2021, I think, for Silk Sonic.
And that's it.
And now
Yeah.
he's allegedly going to have something dropping this year, and like the word is that it's going to have like only 7 or 8 songs.
Really?
It's like, ah,
Well, maybe they'll be long, but
I don't know.
The cool thing about him though is that he's got a new album coming out this year. We have no fucking idea what it's going to
What's
sound
gonna
like.
be,
It
yeah.
could be
no,
anything.
But we have a pretty good idea that it's going to be good, because that's the thing. He's not prolific. He takes forever. His albums are not very long, but they're always
Really
fucking
great.
good.
Right,
Yeah.
but he always comes at you with something that he hasn't done before.
Yes.
Every time.
So I am really excited to hear it. I cannot wait. I wish there was more Bruno Mars material. Thankfully, there is one for 2010. It's his debut. There was also an EP that came out this year, but it's got all the same songs that were on the EP ended up on the album too. So it's not really worth mentioning. But yeah, Bruno Mars.
Did you ever see videos of him when he was a kid?
No. I
Oh
mean, I've
my
seen
God.
recent live.
No. Like he's like 9 years
Yeah.
old, and he's doing Elvis, like in a whole Elvis suit.
Probably killing it.
Incredible. Like he's like Michael Jackson child.
Yeah.
That.
Did you ever see the performance that he did where they did the tribute to Prince?
Yes.
And he just killed the whole
Crushed
thing.
it.
He's got the dances
Yes.
down. He plays all the fucking
Plays the guitar
solos.
and-
Yeah.
And he's doing it live.
And he's doing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
God
great.
damn it. Yeah. Bruno Mars, thank you for existing. We needed you.
Yes.
So that's me for 2010.
All right.
All right.
That's a pretty good late period list for you.
I'm starting to feel better and better about the stuff that I have to talk about. And
Yeah.
I still don't know for sure that I'm going to end up with top 10s for every year. I very well might not. but I'm going to get increasingly more excited.
Your enthusiasm
as we go.
will.
Yes.
Coming back.
Albums that I
Yeah.
really genuinely like. Yeah.
All right.
So look forward to that.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we?
Excited.
Presenting the debut solo album from Bruno Mars, Doo-Wops and Hooligans, includes the hit song Just the Way You Are, along with brand new songs like Grenade, Marry You, and Count on Me. Doo-Wops and Hooligans, available now. See Bruno Mars on tour this fall. For more info, visit BrunoMars.com. Bruno Mars, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. Brought to you by Elektra Records.
You know? Yeah. He's like, he's a
God.
child.
Yeah, that's
So he's
right.
been doing it since day one.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're back.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Yeah.
And what do we have going here? I think, is it time for us to hate?
Yes,
It is.
it
I think it is.
time,
Crystal, would you be so kind as to hate all over this?
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead hater.
I have 5 runners-up and then a number 1.
Okay.
So coming in at number 6, I got Rod Stewart with the Great American Songbook.
Oh, God.
Volume
Which
1.
volume? Oh, this is volume 1?
It doesn't even matter.
Doesn't he go up to
matter.
volume like 4 or something with
Oh,
this?
He
he's
did that
past
every
that.
year for a while there.
Yeah. And he just put out, which I sent to these
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
He just put out another one. Oh, it's
It's
so
like, come
bad.
on, Rod. Come on, man.
And his voice is...
See, that's the thing, too. If he could at least fucking still sing, but he can't even... He
can't
doesn't even
do
have that.
It's like a whisper garble thing happening. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's sad. Then at number 5, I've got more surprises. Rat,
Oh,
Which is the surprise, that they have a new album or that it's on this list?
Iron Maiden,
oh yeah.
Phil Collins, Killing Joke,
Ugh.
Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh,
It's 20.
Huey,
what?
I feel bad for
2010.
Huey.
2010.
Poor guy lost his hearing.
Yeah, it's
He can't sing anymore because he can't
can't.
hear.
there. If you listen, Amir has Questlove from the Roots. He has a really great podcast called Questlove Supreme, where he interviews all kinds of musicians and some actors and stuff like that. The interview with Huey Lewis is one of the best interviews I've ever heard in my entire life. They go really deep with him from the very beginning of his career all through. And then when he started talking about losing his hearing and how he can't, I was bawling my eyes out. And he was just being genuine, just like talking and having a conversation. But you think about like the previous, hour or whatever he had been talking and all the things he had done. And now he's like, can't do anything anymore.
Oh, gosh.
That's my life. It's
so unfair.
heartbreaking. So unfair. He's
I
super
saw
nice,
him-
so likable, great shows. It's a total bummer.
Sometime in the aughts, sometime before 2010, for sure, I saw Huey Lewis in the News show with most of the original news and
members,
everything.
yep.
And Huey sounded amazing, and the
So
band
great.
kicked ass. And for him to be robbed of the ability to continue doing that,
Yeah.
just sucks.
So unfair. Totally unfair. But Questlove Supreme, listen to that podcast. It's really good. Then at number 4, I've got Meatloaf with Hang Cool Teddy Bear. Hang Cool, Teddy Bear.
Is that an album?
That's
Yeah.
the name of the album.
Yeah, it's just 2010
Hang Cool
album,
Teddy
yeah.
Bear.
Fuck.
I don't know, man.
That's the name of the album.
That's it.
Meatloaf was done at this point for me.
Yeah. No good. Then I have Slash with Slash.
It's not a Snake Pit
Nope,
Snake Pit album?
It's just
It's a
Slash. Just Slash.
Slash.
Just Slash. Then at number 2, I have another list of terrible band names. Deer Hunter, because we already had Deer Hoof.
All right.
Big Head Todd and the Monsters. I'll never understand that. Pet Slimmers of the Year. I don't know what that means.
Pet Slimmers?
Pet Slimmers
I mean, if your pet needs to go on a diet?
of the Year. I don't know.
What?
Pigeonhole.
Oh,
Pigeonhole. Upon a Burning Body. Upon a Burning Body. And then the worst is the Smoking Popes.
I hate that
I don't know
name.
why that gets under my skin so bad.
I'm with you.
But I can't stand it.
I hate that
I
fucking
hate
name.
it because I hate smoking and I hate popes. I don't know. And the two of them together just makes me nauseous.
Makes it even worse.
Terrible.
It's worse than the sum of its parts.
But the absolute worst of this year, 2010, is Hellbilly Deluxe 2
Oh, 2.
by Rob Zombie. Not the first one, but the second one.
You know-
2. Hellbilly Deluxe. Now, let me talk about Rob Zombie for a hot second.
But before we go any further, I just
Okay.
want to put my 2 cents in on this.
All right, go ahead.
All right. As you were.
No words were even spoken. Just
Nothing. So Rob Zombie, he's a big horror fan, big horror movie fan. I appreciate that. I'm not so much a horror movie fan, but I mean old school, like give me 50s, 60s, 70s horror, not the gory shit from then on. Which is nice. You appreciate that. Then you create your whole persona around this genre of film and books and stuff, which like nobody made music of that genre. He basically created it, if you want to say that. So it's rock and roll.
Alice Cooper. Anyway, sorry.
No. It's because this is different. This is
Sorry,
different to me. No, this is different to me because he, like Alice, did like a crazy thing, like this character, obviously, and had the makeup and all that. But Rob Zombie, he is not that focused to me. Because he is trying to pick from all these different horror movie genre things and cram it into one thing. Whereas Alice came up with this singular thing, which works really well and continues to work for him and is really great and iconic. Whereas Rob Zombie is not iconic to me because it's a hot mess of mishmashy shit. So then you do this, and it's like you did I guess I did during the singles of the year. He did this cover of "I'm Your Boogeyman" by Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm your boogeyman, what do I can, ba 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 ba, and it sucks. And he's trying so hard to make it so scary and spooky and good at the same time, which Alice did not have to do because it just was. The songs were great, the band was great, Alice is great. This, not good. And then, because you're so full of yourself, well, you know what? I'm a filmmaker now, and I'm going to remake the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm going to remake this, and I'm going to do that. And you stink at it. And you still put out this crappy music at the same time. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't think it's any good. And it's just bad. I understand what he was trying to do, but it's not done well.
I especially don't like his films. They're just mean.
They're gratuitous.
They're mean.
And it's a lot of gore that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I've never been a fan of that from the jump. But the older movies that incorporate that stuff, it was done very well because there was tension and the writing was better. But this shit is just like, let me go in with a chainsaw and just cut up everybody.
Well, I mean, a Rob Zombie horror movie, like he thinks the entertainment comes from watching people just suffer.
Yeah.
And that's fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's not good.
Well, it's probably also him trying to be edgier. You know, like we're going to take this to an edgier extreme.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
You know, which go
Because
fuck yourself with
he
that.
can't kiss the hem of Alice Cooper's garment. Forget it. Yeah.
He did the reboot of Halloween.
Right.
And I never saw it because I have no interest in seeing it, but apparently what he did is he gave like this whole backstory for Michael and tried to explain his motivations.
Why he did what he did.
Thereby stripping away all the mystique of the character that was one of the reasons why the original Halloween movie
so
worked
good.
so well.
And I don't want to be sympathetic to this guy.
No, you shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be.
He's supposed to be evil embodied. You're not supposed to freaking have any feelings for him at all.
And that's that. Leave it alone. Why are you redoing it? It's perfection. Leave it alone. He stinks. I don't like it.
Cosign. All right.
That's that. Stinks.
Over to you, Paul.
All right.
What do you hate this year, 2000?
I have 2 things here.
There's a lot to work with.
I have a runners up.
Only
a
2.
runners up. A runners up.
A runner up.
I have 1 runner up and a worst of the year. My runner up, Bret Michaels with Custom Built.
What? I didn't know about that.
Custom Built by Bret Michaels. Are you aware of this record? Okay.
Custom built.
It's like almost like a country rock solo album, which boasts not only a duet with Miley Cyrus, but a country version of Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Because of course it does.
Of course it does.
There's also a track called Go That Far, which is featured on the album in a club mix. Yes, full on, 4 on the floor, club schlock
mix?
by Bret Michaels.
Oh, wow.
You want to talk about trying too hard and clutching at straws? I mean, like, okay, let's throw all this shit at the wall. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway. But my worst of the year. Let me straighten out my file here. Stereo Total with Baby O. Baby O.
Stereo Total.
Stereo Total.
Never heard of him.
I think the French, I believe.
Oh, well, that's problematic right off the bat.
Basically, it's the smug hipster equivalent of ironic pop punk.
Oh no.
It's self-consciously try too hard shitty for shitty's sake, pseudo-subversive, and, you know, they often do ironic covers like, say, Push It. I realize it doesn't take itself too seriously, and that to some people, this is playful and fun, but I just find it so obnoxious and contrived and just like, ugh. It's just...
No bueno.
Nope. Nope. I already don't like it.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Don't want it.
Nope.
Don't like it.
So, Tommy.
Okay. About to do the dirty. I also only have 2. I have a dishonorable mention and I have a worst of the year. My dishonorable mention is Brothers by the Black Keys. Oh boy, do I dislike the Black Keys.
Yeah.
This is music for car commercials. Black Keys make blues to sell pickup trucks to boomers.
Boom.
Okay, am I fucking wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
I'm not going to correct you.
That is just the most contrived, artificial bullshit. No. But my worst of the year is, I believe this is his debut, Thank Me Later by Drake. Oh boy, do I not like Drake. I deeply dislike Drake. I'm mentioning him now because I believe this is his debut album, so anything going forward by Drake. Drake, I dislike so much. So when COVID hit and my wife and I were both working at home, and we would hear people hanging out in the park next door.
Oh, right.
And playing music in the park or from the, like, you know, the courtyards of the apartment buildings behind us. And every time some modern sounding hip hop song would come on that sounded like just absolutely just the worst of the worst, I would describe it as it's the sound of a robot getting drunk and trying to rap at a party and like falling all over itself. Yeah. And then she would like Shazam it and be like, it's Drake. Every single goddamn time it was Drake. Once in a blue moon it would turn out to be Bad Bunny, but 9 times out of 10 it would be Drake. Now Drake apparently has 500 million albums. He won't stop. There's like 5 albums a year.
Can't stop, won't stop.
He needs to be stopped.
They're all fucking terrible. I don't know how this man has a career. I don't know why anyone listens to him. I cannot tell, like, what the fuck do people even hear in him that they like? Like, am I just that out of touch that I can't tell the good from the bad? Like,
number one, what he does is obviously not made for us.
Clearly it's not
fine.
made for us.
But I can still criticize it because it's bad.
Yes.
It's not that it's just, like, not made for me. It's poorly done. So, years ago, I used to DJ New Year's Eve at Tavern on the Green. And I would... my friend Jim owns it, so I would beg him. I was like, please, put me in the crow's nest. Put me in another room. Put a big screen in front of me. I don't want anybody to see me because I don't want anybody coming up to me asking me for their shitty songs that they like. And Hotline Bling was the big song of the year, right? So it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And everybody's drinking, and they want to dance because they're getting drunk, ramping up to, 11:30 or whatever, when they bring out the TV. So I've got full-on disco going on, and there are 200 people on the dance floor dancing their asses off, having the best time ever, just like whooping it up. It didn't matter what I played. They were into it because it was disco and Motown, and that's what they wanted to hear. Young people, not just people my age and older, but young people were into it. So, we're having a great time. Everything is great. And then, oh my God, can you play that song that my favorite song is Hotline Bling? And I said, no. not now. I said, I'll play it when I slow down at 1:30, but I'm not playing it now because everybody's dancing. Do you see everybody dancing? We're dancing now. That is not a song you dance to. And then she'd walk away. And then her boyfriend would come up to me. Yeah, so I want to. And I was like, no. I said, I saw you with your girlfriend. Get the fuck out of my face.
We've already discussed this.
Already talked
Not
about
getting
it.
Hotline Goddamn
You're
Bling.
not getting it. Not until 1:30. That's it. Don't ask me anymore. And do me a favor. Don't send any of your other friends up to me either because I'm watching you. Do you see me standing here looking at everything? I see you. Don't do it. Oh, blah, 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 blah. No.
It's not my problem. You have terrible taste in fucking
You
music.
know, and also, like, this is not your party.
Right.
It's New Year's Eve. You're out in public to do what? Have fun, listen to new things, meet new people, what have you. Then it got to this point. So they did send one of their bro friends over to me.
Of course they did.
And what did he do? He walked up to me with his phone. Yeah, play Hotline Bling. I got it on my phone.
No.
Then you play it for yourself and
So
put it
I
against your
said,
head.
no, that's not happening. And stop coming up here. I was like, I see you guys over in the corner. Stay the fuck away from me now because if another one of you comes up to me, I'm punching you right in your face.
I swear.
So then another one started making his way toward me, and I whistled. And I called security over, and the security guard came over and he's like, what? And I was like, them, out. And he's like, okay. And he went, scooped them all up, threw them all out, kicked them out of Tavern on the
Good.
Green. Now, they each spent $1,000 on the ticket to be there that night, but I didn't give a fuck. And of course, my friend had my back, you know, and Jim, I love him, but he's like, I want to have Madonna. Like, he would drive me crazy with Madonna all night, and he's my friend who hired me. But that song, Hotline Bling, garbage, like mumbly, echoey
Yes.
shit.
Drake is music for people who are too stupid to fucking know better.
Oh my god, so bad.
You can quote me on that.
And he started as an actor. Do you remember
Yes,
the show
he was on Degrassi Junior High, yeah.
Then it became Degrassi High.
Yeah.
And he played a character in a wheelchair, like the sympathetic character.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awful. It's always awful. It doesn't matter what he does. It sucks.
And remember, so he was a child actor, and he comes from a well-to-do family.
Canada. He's Canadian.
And he's Canadian. But, according to Drake, started at the bottom, and now he's here.
Here at the top.
Well,
Yes.
you know, that's it. You know, still just Jenny from the block. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
it's always bullshit.
Fuck.
FOH.
I am so glad that you share my disdain for Drake.
Dude, if I ever see him in person, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I fundamentally do not get it. I don't get it. I feel like there's got to be something broken in the Matrix. It's like, what the fuck am I missing here?
You're not.
I think it's kind of par for the course, is it not?
I
For
mean,
modern times, isn't that like it's shitty? That's why
I know,
it's big.
but like,
Yeah.
god damn it! Like, it's like, then I can't predict what anyone's gonna like anymore. Like, what flavor of shitty is the good shitty?
I've said it before. I've said it again. I'm going to keep on saying it. I hate the future.
Well, you know, I hadn't heard of him, and he kept popping up. If I would open up Spotify or whatever, they always have like a little.
The feature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
it's
be
like
like
a little
wrap
banner. There'd be a
caviar,
banner
and it'll
ad
be
or
Drake.
something, and you would have a picture of him, and he would just kept popping up. And just one day, I just kind of, fuck it, I'll click on, it, I'll see what this is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, Paul. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Show us on your ear where Drake hurt you.
Where's the doll? Yeah, so bad, so bad.
Oh my god.
And then he's a turd with his
All right.
stupid haircuts and barrettes. Fuck you.
Okay.
Oh, and he's also into very, very, very young girls.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot of other things about his private life that I won't get into. Let's go to
Anyway, commercial.
We tried to be like every band we possibly could until we became Maroon 5. It took us a long time. I mean, we're still working on it, trying to get the best sound that can possibly go out to our audiences. You know, that feeling where you just don't know how it happened, but it sounds incredible to you and the audience. It comes out super clean. It's never better than that. It doesn't ever get better than that.
Oh wait, we're back.
We're back,
Sorry.
hey!
Yeah.
All right, we're ready to get out of here. We've started a good thing here.
Oh, yeah, we sure did.
A little thing called talking about our favorite albums of the 2010s.
That's right.
You know, we're in on the ground floor here.
You know it.
Such great times to come.
Oh, yeah.
Such great times to come.
Great times are gonna come.
No, 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 no.
Great times.
Drake times.
No, don't listen to that.
no.
Let's go to vintage photo time.
Oh. Right, so here we have Crystal in 2010, and she says, "This is the first time I met Royce Peterson from Tragedy at a Losers Lounge show at Joe's Pub in Manhattan. Yeah, so this is our friend Pete, aka Royce Peterson of the band Tragedy, which is the heavy metal tribute to the Bee Gees I've talked about on these episodes before. And here I am in 2010 during my Cat Stevens period. This was taken in a photo booth on Bedford Avenue in Williamsburg in a little sort of mini mall that they had there. I'm not sure if it's even still there. I mean, things have changed so much over there, maybe gone. Alright, here we have Tommy in 2010, and he says, "This is the point where Bad Magistrate was gigging regularly down in Florida, and I was absolutely out of my mind. That jumpsuit was made by me as a tribute to the one Cherie Currie wore in the Runaways days." Okay, there you have it. That is Crystal and me and Tommy in the year 2010. Alright, well, that's us in 2010. Yeah. Not listening to Drake.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, alright.
No,
but, well, I don't know. Thank you, everybody who subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed, maybe subscribe, and if you do subscribe, click the little bell for notifications. Like and comment and all that fucking shit. Check out the links down below in the description. And because there's other stuff. There's stuff down there. You're gonna want to see what it is. I'm not gonna tell you. Just go down and see.
Paul's got other stuff. Crystal's got
Tommy's
an
got other
Etsy
stuff.
store.
Yeah.
You know, I've got an OnlyFans, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
so.
yeah. Tommy's OnlyFans is hot.
But come back next week because we have some stuff next week. We're going to be discussing our favorite albums of 2011.
2011.
Yeah, that's right. So if you ever wanted to know what our favorite albums are of 2011, next week...
I'd like to know.
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, I'm
all right.
dying to find out.
We will see you then.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
I guess that looks all right, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as it was before. Same as it ever was.
And look where her hand was.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right. So now we are starting a glorious new decade.
Aye. 2010.
Tommy's just like having an moment because he's just been waiting. He's so excited.
Just can't wait.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Baby.
2, 1.
All right.